So would you like to make the change from working B2B to working B2C, or would you maybe even just like to add a B2C offering into the mix of what you have that you do? Well, if you're in this place, then this is something I can help you with, because a lot of my clients who are leadership coaches, career coaches, executive coaches, consultants come to me with exactly the same issue. They want to shift from working B2B to B2C. Some of the reasons why they want to make this shift is because they may be tired of traveling, they're tired of having to be on site with their clients or working face to face with them. They would love to just have a bit more freedom as well. They'd love to have a bit more independence, be able to work from home, be able to work remotely. So there are all of these kind of things in the mix that are making them want to work B2C. And sometimes they've got a real passion to help individuals with a particular issue, and they want to make a difference. They want to have that bigger impact they feel they can make if they work B2C, rather than doing it all their work B2B. So if you're in this situation, you might be struggling with a few things that are stopping you from making that shift to working B2C. And perhaps you're struggling with not really being clear about who it is on the consumer side that you would help, or how exactly you would help them, or what your message should be in order to attract them. Perhaps you're also struggling with the fact that you're used to getting clients B2B on referral basis, and so you haven't really had to market yourself, and you don't know how to go about marketing yourself to the consumer market instead of to the business market. And maybe you're also just feeling a little bit out of your depth in terms of social media, and you're not very used to how to use social media to be able to promote yourself and to gain clients, and you're maybe a bit nervous about that technology. Well, if you're struggling with any of these problems, then the good news is that it is actually easier than you think to be able to attract the B2C market. And if you've been B2B, that's probably something that you're more nervous about. But I find that it's very quick for me to help my clients to gain individuals as their clients. And these are sometimes corporate execs at all different levels, professionals. It might also be business owners that my clients are looking to gain the clients, CEOs, C-suites, directors. So they're all levels of professionals. And it is actually very straightforward to attract them. But there are some things that you need to make sure that you have in place in order to make this work. So I'm going to give you some tips and some advice that's going to help you get ready to start making that shift from B2B to B2C. So one of the first things you need to do is get clear on exactly who it is that is going to be your ideal client, who it is that you are wanting to work with. And so first of all, what you want to do is create an avatar of them so that you are clear about what's their job title, what industry sector are they in, what age grouping are they in, what's their income, and most importantly, why do they need your help? What is it that they're struggling with? What's their biggest challenge that they really need your help to solve? And you might even ask yourself, what's keeping them awake at 3 o'clock in the morning? That means they want your help. So first of all, you need to know who you want to work with and why they need to work with you, what they're struggling with. And then the third thing you want to know is when. So when do they need your help? And that to think about when is basically to say, okay, so what has just happened in this individual's life that means that they need my help? What is the trigger point? So for instance, if you are a leadership coach and you want to work with senior leaders to help them make a bigger impact in their careers, be more confident in themselves, question themselves less, and have a better relationship with their teams, then what you might want to look at is, when do these senior leaders need my help? Well, the when is usually when they've just had that transition into a more senior role. when they've just come up from a more junior role into this senior position. In the first year that they're in that role, that's when there's a lot of expectation on them to make an impact quickly, but that's also when they're going to be most nervous about how to do it, because it's new to them. They don't know how to act in this new senior role. They may have to change a lot of their behaviors and the way that they've been leading up until now in order to be effective in this senior leadership role. So actually what you want to do is you want to attract clients who are in the first year or first couple of years of being moved into a new position. So that gives you an idea about the when do they need your help. You know, for someone who is a health coach, it's a different issue. The when might be that they have just been told that they are borderline for a health issue of some kind. Maybe they're borderline for diabetes, and so the when they need your help is when they've been given that diagnosis, or they've actually got a health issue of some kind. Do you see what I mean? So it's like when do they need your help? And from there, you then correlate all this information, bring it together, and then you're ready to start to reach out to these consumers, these individual clients through LinkedIn. But just before you jump into that, you need to know what you're offering them. Are you going to be offering them individual coaching? Are you going to be offering them group coaching? What is the offering that you're going to give this individual? And in order to sell that to them, you need to figure out how is your offering going to be the best solution to your ideal client's needs. Now, with a lot of coaches that come to me, they may have been instructed to just do one session a month with their clients, or maybe they're doing associate work where they're doing one session a month. I question how effective one session of coaching a month is going to be for your ideal clients. If you want them to have a rapid transformation, they are going to need more sessions than one a month. They're going to need hand holding at points when they fall behind with actually implementing what they're wanting to achieve in their lives, and they need the help when things go wrong. So they need you to be there and listen to their emotions as well, and give them that space so that they can make those behavior changes, those mindset changes that are going to allow that rapid transformation to occur. So what I suggest that you do is, rather than just going, okay, the way I work is this, and I do one session a month, you need to know why it's going to help them overcome their problem. So you start by looking at the problems you've identified that your ideal clients have, and then you think about, well, what's the best solution to that? How can I really help them get the transformation they want in the fastest time possible? And you create an offering that is going to be the best solution. And then that's going to be much easier when you come to selling that offering, because you're going to know, well, this is going to really support your ideal clients with overcoming the problems, and you can explain why it is going to support them. So once you have that in place, then you're ready to get onto LinkedIn. Then I would recommend you use the paid version of LinkedIn, where you get more filters and you can actually specify how long people have been in their jobs, which industry sector they work for, what company size they're in. There's a lot more filters you can use, and that way you're going to be reaching out to people who are your ideal clients in the B2C market. And then you're just inviting them to come onto a call with you, and from there you can convert them into a client. So if you are unsure about that process of how to gain B2C clients through LinkedIn, and you haven't seen my LinkedIn webinar training, then I would recommend that you watch that, because that's going to give you insight into how to make that process work through LinkedIn, and how to approach reaching out to your ideal clients. So if you want the link to be able to watch that webinar, just have a look in the comment section below, and you'll be able to find a link for the webinar and watch that. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and it's given you some insight into how to make that shift from B2B to B2C.